Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Babcock, and welcome to ST5534 Systematic Theology 1. I want to start by a quick apology. You can kind of see that I'm in a hotel room and I'm not actually dressed to record a lecture. However, I just learned that my computer's microphone broke, and so the introductory lecture that I recorded for you in Raleigh was unfortunately very, very quiet and a bit muffled, and no one could understand me. So I pulled that lecture. I'm now in Corpus Christi and wanted to just record a very quick version of that, hopefully with better audio. I have a new, well, I can't pull it, but a very new, cool microphone that I think is going to work for us. So welcome to week one. This video is really just designed to orient you to the first week's assignments and give you just a little bit of an insight of what I'm looking for. Oh, so that didn't work. Well, stay with me. We're looking for that to move. There we go. So the first thing I'd love for you folks to do this week is introduce yourself. As your professor, it's really helpful to get to know students. If we were in a classroom setting, I could learn a little bit more about you in the classroom. But if you could tell me a bit about yourself, how you would like to use your Moody education, your hobbies, your family, anything that you wish to share is helpful for me to get to know you. It's also helpful for each of the students to get to know each other through that process. So please do take a few minutes, go to the Community Post Class Introductions section, and tell me a bit about yourself. I think there I've included a picture of my wife, and I don't have a grandchild yet. One's on the way, but instead I have a picture of my airplane and stuff like that. Our goals this week, turning to academics, are to explain the nature and necessity of systematic theology, describe a proper method for systematic theology, and to formulate doctrines in a form contextualized for the contemporary world. Now, in whole, this is a week to orient you to what is included in systematic theology and how that is different than some courses you've taken in biblical studies. It's really trying to look across the Bible and see what trajectory we have regarding Christ, Christology, the church, ecclesiology, the Holy Spirit, pneumatology, and some other really large words. And what does that mean, and how are these important to us? We have 2 written assignments and a discussion post. Now, this class is a bit unique in that the professor who designed it is giving you options. So in assignment 1-1, you don't have an option, but on your other 2 assignments this week, you can actually choose between 2 different assignments to whichever one really draws your attention. So for assignment 1-1, many theologians would say that theology is simply and only an exposition of the truths about God revealed in the Bible. In other words, the only source to be considered is the Bible. And on first blush, you may agree with that statement and say, well, of course, the Bible is God's revealed word to his creation, to mankind, and that is our source. And clearly it is the dominant source, but is it the only thing that we should pay attention to? Grudem, for example, who wrote a systematic theology, writes, systematic theology is any study that answers the question, what does the whole Bible teach us today about any given topic? Notice how this definition makes biblical material the exclusive source for theological thinking. So for assignment 1-1, I want you to write a 2 to 3 page paper comparing and contrasting your reading in Erickson in his 10 steps with the approaches that you understand from Grudem. I want you to identify the strengths and weaknesses of a Bible-only approach and Erickson's 10 steps. Then I want you to look at how might your conclusions about a theological topic look different based on these two different assumptions about theological method. So this assignment is deep into understanding Erickson's theory of theology that you read about or will read about this week. It's an interesting question as to what is our source for understanding systematic theology, and in doing so, what really is systematic theology. Because this is one of your capstone kind of courses, I am looking for solid research. I'm looking for an introduction. I'm looking for a conclusion. I'm looking for footnotes. I'm looking for evidence to support your points. And I'm looking for outside research beyond just the reading that has been assigned. Now, for assignment 1-2, several of your friends have recently joked about seminary being a cemetery, and the tone of their comments suggests that they really mean it. And this is a knock on seminary that's been around forever, that seminary is too head-like and not enough worship-like. And so by cemetery, they're saying that it's dry, that it is rote, and it really doesn't allow for the whole Holy Spirit to work in our understanding and lives. A pastor mentor has approached you suggesting that all you need to know is the Bible and that you should forego any study of theology. I want you to write a 2 to 3 page paper in either a letter responding to these concerns or a 2 to 3 page paper, which is a position statement on the value of systematic theology for ministry and Christian life. So you're either writing a letter, and if you do write a letter, I'm still looking for evidence in the form of quotes and other supporting research for your position, or I want a position statement that also includes evidence and outside research in a well thought out, well designed 2 to 3 page paper. Now, both assignments 1-1 and assignments 1-2 are due Monday, midnight Central Standard Time. Now, this week we also have a discussion post. And your first option is to describe, in your opinion, about the value and importance of theology before you started this class, as well as, or alternatively, the view of other Christians you know, and especially those in your ministry setting. So, what is the value of theology based on what you have read this week? And what did you think before you entered the class? Or what might other Christians believe, and how has that changed based upon your reading? You may want to consider these 3 points. In what ways has this week's reading from Erickson changed or not changed your view of theology? What would you say to clarify or change the view of those around you if you had the chance? And are there some remaining questions or concerns about theology that you would still like to address? Now, in a discussion post, even though it says in your opinion, I am looking for solid evidence and research to support your position in all discussion posts. I also have a higher standard of expectation when it comes to your interaction over the course of the weekend with discussions. And I hope that you spend a few minutes to watch the video that I prepared on what I expect for discussion posts. That'll help you understand a little bit more about my expectations and my grading on discussion posts. The second possible discussion post you could do is Erickson discusses the issue of contextualization in chapter 4 of his theology. Why is this important? What are the dangers of contextualizing? And can you think of ways in which evangelical theology has adapted to and often an American culture? And what are some areas we might learn from Christians in other cultures as they do theology? Now, understanding theology and biblical studies in context is important. But I feel, and the designer of this class feels, that there are dangers in over-contextualizing our churches to American culture, and that we can in fact lose our theology by doing so. And so I'll have more to say on this at the end of the week, but to me this is a really important and very interesting question. How much should our churches change and adapt in order to meet basic American culture, and how much should we resist that in order to keep our theology pure? And clearly it's not a black or white issue, but it's one that we need to spend some time on. Discussion assignments, the initial posts are due Friday at midnight, with ongoing interaction in discussion over the course of the weekend, concluding Monday at midnight Central Standard Time. All right, so for some last thoughts, one, please go do some class introductions. I would love to get to know you. Two, I really look forward to a great semester. This class comes at the end of the master's program, and so I really enjoy reading your papers and how you process different pieces of information. And then finally, call me or email me with any questions. This is Sunday night. Class actually starts on Monday at midnight. I'm in Corpus Christi. I'm flying my plane up to Austin on Monday morning. Monday afternoon, I'm flying to Miami, and Tuesday morning, I'm flying home to Antigua. So for right now, I'm going to be on the road a bit. But please email me over the next few days if you need me. I will get back to you. And then come Tuesday afternoon, I'll be staying put in Antigua for a couple of weeks. Feel free to email me or call me as you have needs. Look forward to getting to know you and having a great semester. So have a great day. Talk to you soon.